My neighbor paid $58,000 for a loaded 3-row luxury SUV back in 2019. Last month I watched the exact same truck, same trim, same options, now wearing 71,000 miles, cross an auction block for $22,400. He lost $35,000 and never felt a thing. That's the ugly little secret of the luxury SUV world. These things bleed value the instant the second owner's kids spill a juice box in the third row. And that collapse? It's the best news a smart used buyer will ever get. After 20 plus years under these things on a lift, I've pulled together 8 luxury 3-row SUVs that have crashed below $25,000. Real leather, real badges, real horsepower for base Corolla money. Let's count them down. Number 8, Audi Q7. Start here if what you want is the most technology per dollar on this entire list. The second generation Q7, the one that showed up for 2017, is honestly one of the most impressive interiors ever bolted into a midsize SUV. Virtual cockpit, laser cut aluminum, seats that feel like they were stitched by someone who resents cheap furniture. When it was new, a loaded one stickered north of 60 grand. Today, a clean 2017 or 2018 with the 3.0T and reasonable miles lands right around 22 to 24,000. Here's the part I love and the part I have to warn you about because they're the same part. The 3.0 liter supercharged V6 is genuinely quick. This 2.5-ton machine will scoot to 60 in under 6 seconds, and it's bolted to the ZF8 HP 8-speed automatic, which is one of the best transmissions ever built by anybody. That gearbox will outlive us all if you service it. The engine, though, has a supercharger clutch that can start clunking as it wears. Sunroof drains that clog and dump water onto electronics that do not want to get wet, and a water pump that likes to weep. Audi's own reliability scores sit at the bottom of the class, and owners report annual upkeep near $1,000, noticeably more than a Japanese rival. If you buy one, get a pre-purchase inspection from an independent European specialist, not a chain shop and not the dealer. Unless you enjoy setting money on fire. Pull the service records and confirm the transmission fluid has actually been changed. I'd pop the sunroof and check that the drains flow. This is the SUV for the person who wants a spectacular machine and has either a good indie mechanic on speed dial or a wrench in their own hand. If you want to buy it and forget about it, keep scrolling. Number 7, Mercedes-Benz GL-Class. Now here's a truck that will make your driveway look like you did a lot better in life than your bank account suggests. The old GL, the GL450 with the twin turbo V8, or the GL350 Bluetech diesel was a genuine S-Class of SUVs when new, a $70,000 3-row limousine. And it has depreciated so violently that I regularly see clean ones with 6-figure interiors selling in the 15 to 20,000 range. One owner I read about watched his GL shed close to 40% of its value in a single year of ownership. Brutal for him, beautiful for you. I'm putting it at number 7 and not lower because I refuse to lie to you about it. On the reliability scales, this thing scores near the very bottom of the luxury full-size category, with average annual repair costs around $1,300 and owners hauling it in for unscheduled repairs more than once a year on average. The killer is the Airmatic air suspension. It fails, not if, when, usually somewhere around 100,000 miles, and a front strut alone can run you north of $2 grand. Batteries, control modules, water leaks that fry electronics if a drain clogs. This is a car that demands a caretaker. So who should actually buy a GL? 2 kinds of people. The DIYer who's comfortable ordering R-knot replacement struts and doing suspension work in the driveway, and the person who wants the most luxury car their money can physically buy and has a real repair fund set aside. Not, I hope nothing breaks, but an actual envelope with a couple $1,000s in it. If that's not you, admire it from across the lot and move on. It is the most car and the most gamble on this list at the same time. Number 6, Volvo XC90, switching countries and switching philosophies entirely. The second generation XC90 from 2016 on is the one you want, and it might be the most quietly beautiful vehicle here. That clean Scandinavian design aged like a fine watch, while everybody else's chrome-crusted grills started looking dated. It's also, and this matters if you're hauling family, one of the safest vehicles on the road, period. Volvo built its entire reputation on not letting the people inside get hurt, and the XC90 is the modern flagship of that promise. Prices on a nice 2017 or 2018 now sit comfortably under $25,000, down from a sticker that pushed past $50,000. But you need to understand one engine wrinkle, and this is the whole game with the XC90. The T6 is twin-charged, supercharged, and turbocharged off the same four-cylinder, and the versions from 2016 to 2018 had a real problem with piston rings and oil consumption. I've read owner reports of these burning alarming amounts of oil between changes. Volvo tightened it up for 2019 and later. The T5, which is just turbocharged, skips the supercharger complexity and tends to hold up better. On top of that, the big Sensus tablet screen can freeze or go black, and the brakes wear faster than you'd expect. Buying tips: strongly favor a 2019 or newer or a T5, and if you're looking at a T6 from 2016 to 2018, demand proof of oil consumption checks and a clean engine history. On the test drive, tap through every corner of that touchscreen, make sure it doesn't lag or reboot. Check the sunroof seal and drains. This is the pick for the safety-first family that wants understated class and is willing to do a little homework on the engine. Extended warranty money is well spent here. Number 5, Infiniti QX60. Let me tell you about a customer conversation I have on repeat. Someone rolls in absolutely in love with a QX60 they found. Plush quilted leather, 3 rows, whisper quiet, priced around $18,000 or $19,000 for a 2018 or 2019. What's wrong with it, they ask. And I have to give them the same 3 letters every time, CVT. The QX60 and its twin under the skin, the Nissan Pathfinder, runs the venerable VQ35 3.5-liter V6, which is a genuinely good engine that Nissan has stuffed into everything from the Maxima to sports cars. That part's fine. The problem is the Jotco continuously variable transmission bolted behind it on every first-generation model from 2013 to 2020. When it goes, it announces itself with a shudder or judder between about 20 and 40 miles per hour, a whining noise, or a feeling like the truck is slipping. And when it fully lets go, you're looking at a repair that can run $4,000 or $5,000 on a truck that might only be worth $18,000. So the play here is precision. The very worst years for transmission complaints are the early ones. The 2013 JX35 and the 2014 to 2015 cars carried the brunt. If you want the traditional torque converter, automatic, and none of this drama, the second generation. 2022. And up QX60 dumped the CVT for a real ZF9 speed, but those still run more than our price cap. Inside our budget, target a 2018 to 2020. And here is your non-negotiable test. Get it up to 25 to 40 miles per hour on the drive, then ease completely off the gas and reapply. If you feel any shudder or hesitation, walk. If the coast feels like it's dragging, that CVT's life is almost over. Verify the transmission fluid was serviced. This is a spectacular amount of luxury for the money for someone who's careful and a trap for someone who isn't. Number 4, Cadillac Escalade. Time for some American swagger. There is no vehicle on this list with more road presence than an Escalade. And the fact that you can now get into an older one, the 2007 through 2014 models, for well under $25,000, sometimes well under $20,000, still surprises people. This was the SUV that rappers name dropped and that valets parked out front. Now it's a used lot regular, and the depreciation works entirely in your favor. Here's why I trust the Escalade more than its badge suggests. underneath all that leather and chrome, it's a Chevy Tahoe. The 5.3 liter and 6.2 liter small block V8S and the drivetrain are shared with the most produced, most serviced trucks in America. Any competent mechanic in any town can work on it, and parts are everywhere and cheap. Cadillac's own reliability numbers are middling. Expect around $1,000 a year in upkeep, and repairs when they come can be pricey. But the truck actually visits the shop less often than the average luxury full-size because the mechanical bones are honest American truck. The catch is fuel. This thing drinks. You'll see mid-teens miles per gallon in town, and you'll feel it every week. Inspection notes. On the older ones, check for the classic GM dashboard cracking and any steering column looseness. Listen for lifter tick on the V8 at cold start, and if it's got magnetic ride control, make sure the shocks aren't leaking because those aren't cheap. This is the buy for someone who wants presence and towing capability and doesn't blink at a gas pump. If your commute is long and your budget for fuel is tight, this isn't your truck, but nothing else here fills a rearview mirror like it does. Number 3, Lincoln MKT. Now for the one almost nobody remembers exists, which is exactly why it's such a steal. The MKT looks a little unusual, call it distinctive, and it spent much of its life quietly serving as an airport livery car after Lincoln killed the town car. Both of those facts crushed its resale value into the floor. You can pick up a genuinely nice one, loaded for somewhere between $12,000 and $20,000. And here's the secret nobody talks about. Get the EcoBoost version. That badge on the tailgate means Ford dropped in the same 3.5 liter twin turbocharged V6 that powered the Taurus SHO, 365 horsepower and 350 pound-feet into a quiet, cushy, 3-row luxury barge. It will run to 60 in about 6 seconds while wrapping you in a hushed, roomy cabin that genuinely embarrasses SUVs costing 3 times as much used. The base 3.7 liter V6 is smoother and thriftier if you do not need the muscle. Either way, you are getting a comfortable, quiet, surprisingly quick American living room on wheels. The one thing you must do with an MKT more than anything else on this list is pull the history report. Because so many went into livery and fleet service, you want to separate the pampered private owner cars from the ones that ran 200,000 airport miles. Fleet operators actually keep up maintenance, so a documented fleet car is not automatically bad, but you need to know which one you are looking at and price accordingly. Also, on the earliest 2010 models, there were power steering complaints. The 2013 and up refresh and the 2016 Plus Sync 3 cars are the sweet spot. This is the pick for the value hunter who does not care about badge snobbery and wants the most quiet, powerful, comfortable square footage their money can buy. Number 2, Buick Enclave. Almost at the top, and this is the one that bridges near luxury and actually reliable better than anything else here. The Enclave has always been the quiet, tasteful, genuinely premium feeling GM 3-row, a cabin that's hushed and roomy, a ride that soaks up bad pavement, and enough real luxury touches that people are shocked it says Buick, and it slots under our cap with room to spare. But I have to be specific with model years because it matters enormously. The first generation Enclaves, 3.6 liter V6, especially the early direct injection LLT versions from roughly 2008 to 2012, is notorious for timing chain stretch. You'll see codes like P0016, P0008, or P0017, a rattle on cold startup, and if you ignore it, a repair that can run $3,000 to $5,000 because the job basically requires dropping the subframe. GM improved it as the generation went on, but I still tell people to tread carefully on the older ones. Here's my actual recommendation. Buy the second generation Enclave, the 2018 and up truck. GM redesigned it with the much improved LGX 3.6 liter V6 and a 9-speed automatic, and it is a fundamentally better, more reliable vehicle. A clean 2018 or 2019 second generation with moderate miles now lands right in the low 20s. When you inspect one, cold start it, and listen hard for any timing rattle. Feel for harsh or clunky shifts that could point to a motor mount or transmission issue, and check that the touchscreen and all the power features work. Get a first generation only if it's a well-documented later model at a steep discount and you've listened for that startup rattle. This is the buy for the family that wants a genuinely plush, quiet, spacious 3-row and Buick level running costs instead of German ones. Number 1, Acura MDX. And here it is, the one I'd actually put my own family in, the one I recommend more than any other luxury 3-row when someone asks. The third generation Acura MDX 2014 through 2020 is the rare vehicle on this list where luxury and reliable aren't fighting each other. It shares its DNA with the Honda Pilot, which means it shares Honda's engineering discipline, but it wraps that in genuine leather, a properly nice cabin, and Acura's brilliant super handling all-wheel drive that makes it shockingly sure-footed in snow and rain. Let me give you the numbers that matter. RepairPal rates the MDX a 4 out of 5, the kind of score the German trucks on this list can only dream about, with an average annual repair cost around $571. That's not a typo, and it's not far off what a regular Honda costs to run. The probability of a repair being a major one sits around 8% below the luxury midsize average. The 3.5-liter J35 V6 is fundamentally a workhorse that will cruise past 200,000 miles with basic care, and owners regularly report far more than that. A well-kept 2018, 2019, or 2020, the best years after Acura sorted the transmission software, lands right around 22 to 25,000 today. 2 things you absolutely must know before you buy one. First, the J35 in these years uses a timing belt, not a chain, and it's an interference engine. That means it has to be replaced on schedule around 105,000 miles or 7 years. And if it snaps because someone skipped it, the engine destroys itself. So find out when the belt was last done. If it hasn't been, either budget for it immediately or negotiate it into the price, and have the water pump done at the same time since the labor is already there. Second, the variable cylinder management system can cause some oil consumption on these years, so check the oil level and watch it. On the test drive, do the parking lot shift test. Accelerate at about 15 to 20 miles per hour, lift off the throttle, and feel for a harsh kick. The 2018 and up cars had this ironed out, and a reprogram fixes most earlier ones. Who should buy it? Almost everybody reading this. The family that wants Honda reliability with real luxury and all-weather confidence. The high-mileage commuter who plans to keep a truck for a decade. Anyone who is tired of the idea that luxury has to mean second mortgage for repairs. Who should skip it? If you need to tow heavy or crawl serious off-road, look elsewhere. This is a refined family hauler, not a rock crawler. And if you must have V8 rumble and full-size road presence, the Escalade back at number 4 is calling your name. Wrapping it up. So there they are, 8 luxury 3-row SUVs that the market forgot, but that a careful buyer can drive home for under $25,000. The Audi Q7 and the Mercedes GL for the person who wants maximum machine and keeps a repair fund. The Volvo XC90 for the safety-obsessed family. The Infiniti QX60 for the careful shopper who respects that continuously variable transmission. The Escalade for swagger. The Lincoln MKT for a quiet 365 horsepower secret. The Buick Enclave for hushed near luxury done right. And the Acura MDX, my number 1, for the person who actually wants to buy a luxury SUV once and just drive it. Every one of these was somebody's $50,000 or $60,000 dream a few years ago. Their loss on that depreciation curve is your entire opportunity. Next time a salesman tries to steer you towards some tired mainstream crossover at the same price, you'll know there's a whole world of leather, power, and badge sitting one aisle over, quietly waiting for someone smart enough to notice. If this saved you from a bad buy or pointed you toward a good one, hit subscribe because I've got more of these coming, including the luxury SUVs that are cheap for a reason and will empty your wallet no matter how good the deal looks. Drive safe, get the pre-purchase inspection, and remember, the badge is cheap now. It's the maintenance history that cost you. I'll see you in the next one.